What I do need to do first is this. Val Ruda Divine Helmet. There we go. I will patiently wait for shit to fall from the sky. Does anyone want to do it? If not, I'll just use this. Guess I'm just using this. Let us finally see Zora's Domain. This is the area I first went to in Breath of the Wild. And I've been wanting to come back here for a very long time. Yeah, at least I put the shrine down there. Maybe I could just not interact with anyone real quick. A lot of shit falling from the sky there. Probably it's coming from that. We're just gonna quickly not interact with anybody. Yeah, they put a ladder here. And, go to Megawak Shrine. What is in Megawak? The power of water. I've got a water wheel. Got, like, electricity thing. The electricity thing's over here. I believe. But I think we just need to, like, continue the circuit. This is not doing what it needs to. Do I have other things to grab? Oh, there's a chest in the water. Magic Scepter, which I don't care about. Well, I need multiple of these to make a proper thing. Unless you just want one on top and one not on top. Okay, sure. Got it. This thing store a charge? This thing stores a charge. There's another chest over here. Which I'm going to need to connect my balls. Now the problem with that is that I can't step in the water. So... I've got bomb flowers, right? Yeah. Very good. What's on the opposite side? An opal. I got my opal back. Now I can probably... what I could have probably done is just, like, connected these while I was on this side. Didn't need to use the bomb flower. So this thing ran out of charge. We have to go charge it again. Charge it up with juice. Where does this go? Up here? Alright, so I probably want to stand in this first. Yes! Wait! Wait! Hold up. We're good now. Also, I'm dropping frames, but, that's every chest in the shrine. We're going back to this guy for a moment. I wanted to do this a while ago, and then, as things go, I forgot. Rework the paraglider. Do I have any new references? I don't have any new references. Rework the paraglider. Rework it. What I wanted to do as we were going to Zora's domain is that I would like, wherever it is, down here. There we go. Zora Champion Fabric is what I want to use as we're going through Zora's domain. We'll use the Rito Champion Fabric as we were going through Rito Village, and now I want to use this as we're going through the Zora. Now, actual Zora's domain. The music is in minor key because everything's all fucked up. Did they gunk up the Mipha statue? They gunked up the Mipha statue. Hold on. Do I have a hydrant ready? I don't. Put it on a Zora's shield. Also, another reason why I wanted to come here is this character that's right in front of us. I've only ever seen, and I know their name, but I don't know anything about them. This character in green. I'm so sorry. Everyone has been treated now, but we've used up all the splash fruit. These are more injuries than anticipated. Please accept my apology. You have nothing to apologize for. You did what had to be done. Most importantly, I'm grateful that everyone is all right. Now, if we could only do something about that statue. You there. Are you a traveler? I'm sorry, I did not notice you until now. I was focused on a matter of great importance. Zora's domain is in troubled times at present due to the sludge falling from the sky. Things have finally calmed down, at least for the moment. However, this place remains covered in sludge. Such a shame, as this particular statue is so incredibly important to the Zora of the domain. We were just discussing how we need to wash away the sludge. I apologize that I cannot provide a great deal of hospitality. Please do make yourself at home here. So, it's very interesting to know that even though this is covered in sludge, this part of Zora's domain specifically, and Mikau Lake and Lulu Lake, interesting. I think they might have like a reservoir from somewhere, like going into here. Mikau and Lulu are from Majora's Mask, and it's very interesting that these are the ones that are okay. But there's a little bit of water coming down from here. But some of this is still sludge covered, and some of it is not. Honestly, I think I might be able to do this. Finally have a use for splash fruit. They destroyed the Mipha statue and turned it into a Sidon one? I mean, yeah, to worship the current Prince King guy, but like, you literally got rid of the sculpture of Mipha? Why would you get rid of the sculpture of Mipha and replace it with Sidon? That's kind of disrespectful. Oh, Mipha's writing on the back of Sidon. You know what? I don't know if that's Mipha or not. That might actually be a thing of Link wearing the Zora armor, which would be incredibly gay if that's true. I couldn't tell from there. I'm trying to take a video, try and get a proper screenshot. The sludge! I see you managed to wash it away. That statue is a symbol of hope for the Zora. It's very precious to us. Thank you so much for clearing it up.
Yes.
In truth, that statue depicts the majestic forms of the pair who saved this cherished domain in the past. It is Link. They've really built a statue of Link riding on the back of Sidon. Did Sidon commission this himself so he could watch Link riding him all the time? That is right, beloved Prince Sidon of the Zora and his very best friend, Sir Link of the heroic Hylian swordsman. It's simply wonderful, is it not? How I would love to meet him someday. Say, you have a familiar stature to the Hylian hero, similar eyes as well. I'm currently wearing a mask. Oh mine, you are also a Hylian. And a swordsman. Wait, could it be? Are you Link, the swordsman of legend? Please remember to mind your manners, Chroma. Chroma's a very pretty name, I like that. Please accept my apology.
Yes.
Yes, please pardon our rudeness.
Whoa.
I'm quite surprised to learn that you are the legendary swordsman, Sir Link. I have heard mention of you nearly every day since I first arrived in this domain. I am Prince Sidon's... Oh, forgive me. I am your best friend's fiancé. Link hasn't been here in so long he got engaged to a girl? That's blasphemous. Link needs to store up there right now and suck his dick. My name is Yona. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to meet you, Sir Link. I mean, she's pretty, so she's fine, I guess. I've seen a bunch of fan art of Yona, and not even, like, fan art of Yona. I've just seen a bunch of fan art of Yona, and she's just crossed my Twitter timeline, so, like, I wanted to come here to see her for myself, because every time I see someone in green, I'm just, like, scrolling up, don't want to see it. I had heard that you were missing along with Princess Zelda. If I might ask, what brings you here? I think that such a thing took place beneath Hyrule Castle, and now you are traveling the kingdom to investigate. So your search for Princess Zelda is what brought you to this domain.
Sure.
In that case, feel free to investigate the area around the domain as thoroughly as you see fit. Oh, I have a lovely idea. If you do not mind, I ask that you please go meet with Sidon. I am certain that he would be delighted to see you again. Sidon can be found at Mipha Court, located at the peak of Ploymus Mountain. Really? Well, that's what that area is. That would be Ploymus Mountain. Ploymus Mountain is a very important place in Breath of the Wild. TLDR, there's a Lynel up there. You kill the Lynel to get shock arrows to go to Varuda. So it's nice that they have like a little memorial to Mipha up there. Maybe they moved the actual Mipha statue up there. They didn't get rid of it.
Whoa.
Lady Yona, it is time. I fear we must be going now. Forgive me, Sir Link. I must be on my way. Ah, but if it pleases you, after you meet with Sidon, perhaps you could visit me at the infirmary on the floor above. I'm determined to be of assistance to you as best I can, Sir Link. I'm wearing an elephant mask. Yona's profile has been added. Caretaker of the Zora, a royal Zora from another domain. Interesting to note. Known for her kindness, she was Sidon's childhood friend and is now his fiancée. Okay, I support that. That's a kind of ship I do like. Childhood friends to lovers, that's cute. She began assisting the residents of Zora's domain in their efforts to combat the sludge as soon as she arrived. A match for Sidon's selfless compassion. She dedicates herself to helping the citizens of the domain. Here's where the old shrine used to be. Kinda just nothing here now. Other than Fleet Lotus and crabs. Oh, sweet Fleet Lotus and crabs. This is Finley. So, a Hylian was able to make it to the domain. That's encouraging. But then, you're very special, Link. Sasan is not, that special in the same way. Or at least Finley still remembers me. I'm the one who got those two together, for better or for worse. It's a Linny! Oh, I mean, hello, Link. I'm impressed you were able to make it to the domain. The roads are muddled up with the sludge, and the rivers are so dirty, we can't even swim in it. You really are amazing. Link, you, enough already, I can't stand it. It feels so cold and unnatural to call you that, as though we're strangers. Though it would feel weirder to call you Hero of the Domain by some silly nickname I gave you as a child, but, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and keep calling you Linny. Hey, Linny. Ah, yes, it feels so much better. I call you Linny because you're more than just Link to me. I hope you'll forgive me for using my old friend card for that. Anyway, you're amazing, Linny. You only can make it to this domain under these conditions. I'm so happy to see you again. Oh, I know. You should stay here. You will, won't you? As you can see, you're our only customer, so you've got a whole place to yourself. Try the waterbed if you like. It's divine. I'm trying to remember every single Zora in this place, because it was nice coming to Zora's domain first in Breath of the Wild, because there was a bunch of Zoras who were like, oh, Link, I remember you, because we always lived for like hundreds of years. You've only been gone 100 years, but we still remember you. Link, welcome. You've lost many customers because of the sludge. It does not bode well for us. We are unsure where Sasan has gone off to. My daughter is quite attached to him, so we are all worried. He might be covered in sludge at this very moment. I certainly hope that's not the case. Whoops. I really must return to my work. Thank you for coming by. Enjoy sleep in the sleep as deep as the ocean here at Seabed Inn. I will not right now. And over here's the shop. Oh, a customer. Welcome to Merit Mart. Let me tell you about our fine facilities, whatever she said. Our convenient general goods store, the Coral Reef, is open, yes, during these unusual times. Then there's our esteemed workshop, the Hammerhead, which is unfortunately closed as of now. And then, the one reading the dusty old text in the library is, LaFlat. She's no shopkeeper, but rather the royal secretary. What are you up to? I'm showing customers around, except, well, the only problem is that no one's coming around because of the sludge. That junk seems to always be on my mind these days. I actually wrote a song about the sludge. I present the work with lyrics by Merit, music by Merit, and performed by, you guessed it, me, Merit. Sludge, sludge, it's filling up the domain. It's thick and gross, and on everything. Gills full of mud. Fins thick with sludge. Even this song, kind of a trudge. It's the sludge! There you go. It actually cheered me up having you listen to my song. Wait, you didn't lose heart because you had to listen to that, right? That's the case. Sorry about that. Swift violets. I would very much like. I will take all of your violets. I actually need to sell things. I probably shouldn't be buying stuff that I don't necessarily need. Over here is where you would make the trident. You probably can make that after this area is complete. Yeah. Link, have you already spoken with Lady Yona? She's attempting to repair your Zora armor. Ayo! You know full well that the Zora armor allows even a Hylian like you to climb waterfalls. It is essential if you hope to travel these parts with ease. Lady Yona is in the infirmary. I suggest you confer her there at once. I do remember the name LaFlat. I just don't remember what she was like. This document appears to be relatively recent. I must examine older texts if I hope to find information on the Skyland that Prince Zion's looking for. You know what? I can kind of swoosh. That works. Greetings. Did you come to see Prince Sidon? If you're looking for Prince Sidon, he can be found at Mifa Court. That place can be found at Ploymus Mountain. It is such an exquisite view. I've considered not telling others about it, although I suppose I just did. Hey, Hylian, I hear you came to the domain for some kind of investigation. You should speak with King Dorfin, except he is out investigating the sludge. I do not know when he will return. Perhaps you should hear what Lady Yona has to say instead. She can be found in the infirmary in the back. She is treating those who are harmed by the sludge. We have a goddess statue here. We can get ourselves another heart container. Very conveniently, we did do 3 shrines on the way here. Yippee! go and bring peace to the world. I simply cannot stop sighing. I've been staring at the throne room, protecting the throne room for ages now. But these days, I never catch sight of Prince Sidon. I know that he's doing some kind of important work at Mifa Court, but I would even brave a bit of sludge for the moment to peek at our prince. I'll stare at Prince Sidon's princely ass. Hey, you, come here often? Ew, this sludge is really quite stubborn. I dearly hope our patients recover soon. She has, like, healing magic. That's interesting. Lady Yona, Sir Link is here at last. I'm swimming, and you're very tall now. Oh, you really came. How fortuitous. I was hoping to speak with you about the item that you entrusted, an item that you entrusted the domain with repairing, your Zora armor. The repair is mostly complete, but it does require one more thing. I need an ancient arowana. I have one of those! From the Sky Islands. When we were first doing the Great Sky Island, I went to a place that had one of those, and I just haven't used it since. I can finish the armor right away if I can somehow acquire a scale from that fish. We have not seen ancient arowanas around lately. I have no idea where they can be found. Since they are used for making armor, Dento, the blacksmith, may know something about how to get one. Oh, could it be that you've brought me an ancient arowana?
Whoa!
An ancient arowana! With this, I can finally finish repairing your treasured Zora armor. Please wait just a short moment while I hurry to the workshop. We're getting the Zora armor right away! I'm so honored to reunite you with this item, dear Link.
Yes, yes.
Your armor is as good as new. Zora armor! Armor crafted by a past Zora princess for her future husband. Wearing it would allow even a Hylian to swim up waterfalls. Please take this along with our well wishes. I'm so happy that I was able to return it to its pristine state. It is a precious piece of armor, after all. As you well know, the Zora armor allows even a Hylian like you to climb up waterfalls with ease. Oh, it's gonna be a fun climb up to the dungeon. Of course, it will not help even with climbing waterfalls that have been tainted by sludge. Never mind. However, with your great skill, Sir Link, I am certain you will find a way up that waterfall, clouded though something. Please use this well for your investigation into Princess Zelda's whereabouts. Yes. Zora armor. Thank you, Mifa. And thank you, Yona. Learnings of the Great Zora, Antidote 2 of the great task entrusted to me, as told by Great Sidon. I, Sidon, was entrusted with the great task of renovating the Zora stone monuments that had fallen to ruin. I guess after the upheaval, maybe they broke down or something. There are 11 stone monuments total found in and around Zora's domain, including the one you are reading now. The former text written by my father, King Dorephan, could not be salvaged, and sadly it had to be replaced. Despite my royal blood, whispers abound that it is improper for someone of my age to write over the king's glorious words. But they do not realize that it was King Dorephan himself who ordered me to undertake this restoration project. Father said it was not set in stone that I shall be the one to inherit the throne, as it is not a matter of blood alone. That's a bit rude. If I ask the eternal skies above whether I am fit to rule, they shall remain silent, and so we must look to our fellow Zora. He urged me to use these monuments to share my learnings and speak to our people straight from my heart. Father was older and wiser than I. His sage advice is a gift. As such, I have inscribed my thoughts upon these 11 stones. I do not know how far-reaching my words shall be, but it is my hope that they will reach whoever needs to hear them most. Until one of my descendants writes over my musings many years from now, I pray they resonate with whomever reads them. I can talk to all these guys. I'll talk to you, I guess. If only that sludge would stop falling. Where's that one guy that I saved from that tower? I don't know where he is. I can go up to the throne room just to check it out. Random kids playing in the throne room because the king's gone. Tumbo. Wahaha, my impression of King Dorphin is really good, isn't it? But he's not in the domain right now. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it's a big secret. Tumbo, you're amazing. You sound just like King Dorphin. Wahaha. Wait, was that one ha too many? This is hard. My brother's super into pretending he's King Dorphin. He better not get carried away saying stuff he's not supposed to, though. I'm King Dorphin now! If only I could, like, dive under the water or something. Yeah, it's all gunked up. Everything's all super gunked up. I remember there was a Korok on top of this place in Breath of the Wild. Oh, you just go? You just go? Wait, that's sick. That's so much better! In Breath of the Wild, you had to just press the A button at the bottom of the waterfall, but now you just go? Oh, that's so awesome. But yeah, there was a Korok up here in Breath of the Wild. I'm going to assume that it's still true. We could just swoosh up there now. Perfect. Pretty much at the top. I have this. Yes. That was definitely a waste of, stuff, but yes, there is a Korok here. I didn't need to use that much stamina. So, with the Zora armor, we can go up the waterfalls, and that is great. We have this stuff here. And where is it on the map from here? It was... Where's the shrine? There should be a shrine there. It's, this over here. We could have used our waterfall climbing ability to go up this way and then get to the Zonite Forge Island, but I decided to cheese it. And there's also Sky Islands that look just like Zora's Domain above Zora's Domain, which is interesting, because... Is that the temple? Actually, there's Sky Islands up there. With it being really late now, it's we've been going for 3.5 hours. I don't want to go see Sidon today. I think I'll just sidetrack myself with a couple extra things. Oh, this definitely seems like temple stuff here, too. I'll sidetrack myself with a couple extra things that I know we can take care of. Because I might want to keep this at a 4-hour thing instead of 5 hours today. Because I want to start the next stream with going to see Sidon and then taking on the water temple. We could do all of that all at once. Not start going to see Sidon and then cliffhanger it there. I want to see Sidon first. But we need to go there. I am just quickly curious about over here. Because the entire... There is a shrine up there. That is where I'm supposed to go, but I'm not doing that yet. I'm just curious about the area where Varuda used to be. Because right over here is where Varuda used to be. It's now all covered in gunk. I forgot there's also beds up here. Who needs to sleep at the inn when you can just do this? East Reservoir Lake. Yeah, that's a fun, gunked up waterfall gunk. Does this gunk hurt me now? No. Interesting. Well, sucks that this place is all gunked up. And up we go! These are going to take us to some interesting places. Actually, I'm already almost up there. Just from going to the tower alone. But we need to go to the star platform. Because we can start working on that Kakariko quest again. I'm pretty positive we haven't done this one. If we have done this one, it's not saying that I have. So... you can go down yonder. I really wish this tooling ability was slightly faster. Fuck you! Why? Well, I'll take a pic... Why? That's so funny, but why? Alright, I'll take a picture of it now. I can't even recall this back into the sky. It's stuck down here now. Alright. I got anything important over here? I see a cave. We'll just get distracted by this cave. Rayless channel. There's a shrine quest here. Alright, well, here's more things to get distracted by. Draw the beam to its end and offer the crystal there. Do so, and I will offer you a light that banishes evil. Just across the way. Doesn't seem too crazy. Actually, I have a really funny idea. What if we just do this? There's a couple things here that I can put in place. There's 2 fans and a steering stick. Save on a little bit of zonite. What if we just do this? Oh, this thing's not in the way. Who needs to make a raft when you've got an aircraft? I can just fly it over there. Hell yeah. And let me guess, this is gonna be like one of 60,000 blessing shrines in this game. Skip that. Skip that. Wow, look, it's another blessing shrine. Large zonite charge. I will take it. Bubble frog. See? Well, now I need to go back. Do I have swims food? Swims food? I feel like this is how I'm supposed to do this. Oh. There's like little side pockets here. Sure, we'll take this. 2 topaz and 2 amber, that's great. And then 3 more amber. So right over here should be the bubble frog. Good thing I stopped to check. Yep. Yoink. Upsy daisies. Yeah, that was definitely for the shrine quest, and I had it marked still. Okay, paraglide, please. We need to go... I see this. Actually, is that a geoglyph I haven't done yet? That is. That's that one over there. You know what? I could spend another hour doing this that I said I wasn't going to do last time. Now that I'm over here. But I could also wait, because it's going to be connected to all of this. However, it would be kind of out of my way to go, like, down and around. Oh, I love being indecisive. I love being the king of indecisiveness. So I don't know what this is. I don't know the elevation of this. So let me get over the green. I am currently aware that I'm dying. There's some constructs there. Fine, I'll put on the frickin' Rito gear. Funny platform. This feels interesting that this is like this. This is like that other thing we went to. I have control over this. This is a fun hovercraft. Kind of doesn't really go anywhere. But it gets us to where we need to go. Welcome to Swoosh City. It's foggy up here. This really feels like I'm not supposed to be here. Oh. Okay, I need to get over there. I'm probably high enough to get there now. I sure am. And this also goes up. Yeah, this area is probably for a shrine quest. For another blessing of some kind. Oh, it's an ostrich. It's like, what the fuck is that? Mayonnaise! It's in the cutscene. It's part of the plot, too. Take the crystal connected to the beam and offer it at the shrine. Do so, and I will grant you a light that banishes evil. Nope, this is for a completely different thing. Gotta go up there. I think it's interesting that it's foggy over here. Let's see what this thing drops. Do it again. Just to get a better sample size. Frost emitters, batteries. We got a good source of batteries now. Mirrors, a Zonai device that focuses on reflecting light, can improve powerful long-distance illumination that can ward off some monsters. We have a source of batteries now. That's great to know. Then what the hell's that? Because this feels like it's a temple, but it's not. It's just a big stone spire. Alright, well, I know an easy way to get in there. Especially when they give me another one of these. Shooting rockets at me. Hold up, we're gonna do it funnily. No! I was gonna do it funnily, but now it's funny that I fell. I was gonna do it really cool like. Fuck. This is not what I wanted to do, but this will work now. That'll work just fine. There we go. Put this whole thing on fire. There's the thing that we need. They do give us pretty much the parts I need for the thing. Actually, yeah. Do this, because it's part of this, too. I'm missing a fan, but that's fine. If you stay like that, I now need to get to the top of this. To see what's up there. As in, you did not take me out. I wanted to get out. Weird version of this cutscene. I have to know if there's any Koroks up here. Because there is. It's totally in here. Pretty much on all these, there's stumps that have Koroks in them. There also might be a chest up here, too. I don't know if this is anything. It's a pot. It's got nothing. Then we gotta get to the other end. I'll just do that. Alright, onward! Whoa, random 2 FPS. What are you doing? I'm gonna need you to stop and turn yourself around, mister. Turn yourself around. Alright, what kind of blessing is this one gonna be? I'm going to assume it's a blessing and it's a large Zonai charge. It's not a blessing. The ice guides you. I'm pleasantly surprised. I actually have a puzzle. You know, the moment I take away both of my my ice rods, however, I feel like it wants me to slide a block of ice over here, but I feel like I could just... I have infinite charge in here, that's right. I could just do that. I feel like what it definitely wanted me to do there was take a block of ice and slide it across the spikes. Well, I could stop the shrine now, but then we've got an extra puzzle. Alright, I'll do it the normal way this time. We'll see what I can do with it. You should be making ice. I feel like you should be making ice. I can go find... Actually, I'll just use one of these.
Yeah.
So... I can attach it to other things. That's definitely not it. So, like... definitely something similar to that. Alright, well... You see what I'm supposed to do. Wanted to do it, but I also don't want to be here for the next 10 minutes fiddling with that. Mighty Zonite Shield, durability up. I definitely need that because I have been going through those shields now that I've ditched the Hylian shield at my house. Which I also want to work on eventually. That's that. Let's get out. Rings. Valor Island. I'm more of a mystic person myself. Let's put on the wingsuit. Glide shirt. I don't know where the next one is. Apparently I missed it or something, because it's not here anymore. It's not here anymore. Wait, did that not activate a thing for me to teleport to? I could have sworn it did. Okay, is there a construct here who can teleport me back up or something? Yes, there is. I need that. We can also see what comes out of this gotcha gumball machine. Yeah, look at me saying I want to do a 4-hour stream, and I'm just here. I'm just here. One of them fell out. We've got steering sticks and beam emitters and hydrants and springs. How do you do? Is that... it is good to see that we still get dive ceremony challengers this late at night. Let's go. Alright. This will teleport me back up. I wish I knew about this earlier, because then I wouldn't have had to do it, but... So how the hell did I miss one? Oh, over here. Very nice. Materialize a shrine out of nowhere. Well done. Now let's do the real thing. Must pay a Zonai charge to get in. You have to do it within 35 seconds. 35 is my lucky number. Plenty of time. So is this gonna do what I think it's gonna do? Time is 23:28. I do not recall ever seeing a faster time than that. First things first, I have here the proof of your maturity. Glide mask! Kinda looks like the Bremen mask. A mask with a wind-resistant design that allows this for steadier gliding while the wearer plummets from the sky. Many have participated in the ceremony on this island. You have shown that you have courage to surpass them all. This is to commemorate your incredible record. Large Zonai charge. Your name is Link. I'll pass. We finally have the second piece of this outfit. Also, we never actually put on the miner's mask. We can put the whole miner set on, I just forgot to. I'm very glowing and I look like a gross bug. But I also kind of look like a plague doctor, which is also kind of cool. Now I'm going to assume that this is also a blessing, but you never know. I'm still in Pro HUD. Yep, this one's a blessing. Shajog. Another diamond. I'm glad we're getting diamonds. We haven't seen any diamonds from any ore deposits, and we just kind of been given them from stuff. Okay, from here, now that we've done this whole thingamajig, I think we'll start skydiving. Right underneath here should be a geoglyph. Right there. So, I think we're gonna do it. We'll just go from down here. And now I'm in a cave. Tarm Point Cave. Oh, interesting. Like, the tide is raising and lowering. You know what I can do? Do this. I will go back and look for the bubble frog. Yomizuke. Actually, am I still tracking bubble frogs? I am. So hold on. Which means building the whole glider thing was for nothing if the guy's over here. He's over here. What are you hiding for? Oh, now I have to figure out how to get back. This isn't that bad. I do think the concept of the tide raising and lowering in here is pretty neat. And now we'll just swim back. Please have this one not be a blessing. This feels like a cool place to just have a place to be. It's a blessing. Yomizuke. Another diamond? They're just handing them out now. That said we had 7 diamonds? We have 7 of these. I still need to find myself a swallow bow. Right there. So, I do understand that this geoglyph is out of order. The next one we were technically supposed to do is all the way over here. I'm not there, so we're doing this one. I also see the Korok puzzle. That one's an easy one. I also see the electric like. Do it, you won't. Okay, can we not randomly spawn a stall guy? Great. Okay. You're just being a bit of a rude, aren't you? Steel Lizal Shield. Plus 10 defense up. I do remember this area. It's interesting that they put a geoglyph here. The fact that this one is shaped like the tier. Which one is this? This is number 9 on the list. We're still missing, I think, 5 and 7. Which are 2 areas I'm not going to yet. Because we have 8. 5 is all the way on the opposite side of the map, and 7 is all the way down at the bottom right. Which I'm going to go there after we do Zora. After Zora, all the Zora stuff, we were going to head to Lake Hylia and Farron. And then head to Lurlin Village and Eventide Island, which is when I would get to this one. So, some shit can go down here that I might not understand, and I will piece it together later. That is the best part about doing all of this. So, first let's get the Korok. The fact that this one is shaped like a tier is very interesting to me. Because I've heard people just, in general, freak out over whatever this one is. I don't know what this one is, but I've heard people freak out over whatever this one is. So this one totally can't be any worse than that. I do see a shrine over yonder. That's on the side of there, so we'll get that later. I'm going to hope that I can find where the hell this thing is. This geoglyph is not as big as the one we did all the way at the top of the map. Is it actually just up here? Perfect. Alright. Some shit might go down, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I like doing these out of order and piecing the story together. Even though you would obviously piece the story together if you found it in a linear order. My heartbeat is racing. What the fuck is going on? Putting the controllers down.
King Rauru, we just received word that the lost free village in the Gerudo Desert has fallen.
Their masks are kind of like the Divine Beast
The
masks.
Demon King's army will overwhelm us.
I understand. Our only hope is for me to defeat the Demon King.
Rauru. The Demon King. He is not someone you can stop by yourself. But you are not alone. You have the Gerudo, Goron, Zora, and Rito leaders as well as Zelda. And of course, you can count on me.
I like her floaty scarf cape. Rauru from side profile. I had to put the controllers up to take screenshots.
There's something I'd like to show you all.
Oh my god, there's 4 of them in there. And this is the room with the sacred temple. The forgotten temple.
Sacred stones.
Stand with me. I need all your aid.
There's are multiple of them. If right, I gotta understand what this room was for. Oh, they're all getting their own stones. This is how they get their stones. And then they all get passed down. So like,
Gathered here, swear on our lives to serve Rauru, the King of Light.
so he just has those. So it's like a blank stone, and then like whatever your power is gets like inscribed into the blank stone to become that specific one. That looks really weird. Okay, so this one wasn't even crazy. It was hyped up for I was hyping myself up for nothing, but we now have that bit of lore. This happens after Sonya gets sucked dry from Ganon, and then something else happens. Then everyone gets their stone, but then that's why they're in this room in the first place. It's because this is like their safe haven in the temple. Which is where we see Sonya's grave. Got it. Well, we did it. We found another thingamajig. We need to go down here. This whole area used to be used for a shrine quest in Breath of the Wild, and I'm kind of curious what it's used for now. We will see if there's a shrine there by turning on the light sensor. I feel like there might just be Koroks here. I see somebody. There might be some caves over here. Such as this one. Horon Lagoon! Get out of here, fool. This is the place that all the sluts go to, Horon Lagoon. Give me that. Oh. Link, you good? That's not gonna work. When the tide is high, we can get above these. I have a feeling some Misko treasures over here. Indubitably. What treasure are we finding here? Rubber tights! These invaluable tights are resistant to electricity. They're made of something called rubber, an ancient technology that no longer exists in the modern age. Ancient rubber. You know what? This brings up a very interesting question. What are condoms in the Zelda universe made out of? Leave your answer in the comments below the YouTube video. I didn't mean to press B. Leave your answer in the comments below the YouTube video. And if anyone is talking, or could talk in chat right now, give me your answer now. If not, give me your answer later. This whole thing still has all the wind around it. I do believe I see a Korok up there. It's a Korok pedestal. Let's use this to help me. Yahaha. I've lost my sense of direction. Should just be in the center right here, is it not? If everything's pointing to here. Oh, it just didn't show up. There we go. I feel like I already found everything we needed to find over here. We need to go back to the coastline. Over here, there used to be a shrine in Breath of the Wild. We'll see if there's one there now. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I was taking a look at the thing. I didn't read what this said. Backed into a corner by the attacks in all parts of Hyrule. Leaders facing the Demon King's forces gather in Raru's call. He gives each Zonai a secret stone, making them sages with powers amplified by their stones. All the sages raise their voices as one, pledging to fight with King Raru to the end. Alright, thank you for getting rid of the rain. Oh, there's a Korok flower. Go back to where I started. You're teasing me. Oh, I need to reach my friend. I knew there would be one over here. I like doing this the easiest possible way. I did not mean to talk to the Korok again. Stop. It's all your fault. I don't feel like making a raft. This is just easier for me at this point. Because then we can fly back this way. Because then right over here is where we went into that other cave around Mount Lanayru before. You're here! No, come. He said you're here. 2 more. It just, like, randomly scrambled my stuff. Addison! Why? Why are you here? This is like the dumbest place you could possibly be, and you were on the top of a snowy mountain. I know eventually I'll see you on top of a fucking volcano later, but like, why here? Who's coming here? Let me just use my own device to stop this from happening. Just put that there. And a piece of wood on the opposite side. Not exactly. And then move this a little bit. That looks good to me. He's standing! Perfect. Very small energizing mushroom balls. Mushroom rice balls. Oh, this is here. Would you like... I don't have a picture of them. Or I don't have this yet. Roasted porgy. You want roasted porgy? Do I have porgy to roast? Wherever the hell my things are. Yeah. I don't think it'll matter. However, I don't want to use those. I'll use these. Let's not. You're messing with my fish. And I think if I just set this on fire, would this not work? Fix my bow situation. Cool. If this works, I'd be very happy about that. First time we've ever seen one of these statues want roasted porky. Thank you. Alright, let's climb out of here, get over here. See if there's anything else. Oh. It seems like they replaced the shrine with a 3-tiered fortress of doom. With, like, frickin' bokoblins on horse patrol, too? And they have armor? Do you have anything to break that armor? Probably this. I don't want to hit the horse. Not what I wanted to do. God damn it. That's one way to do it. Thank you, Tulin. Clip that, that was fun. Ah. Oh, we got some funny moblins here. I don't have armor on. Okay. I mean, I guess you could do that. I was trying to swing my weapon around. Kicked me. So rude. Thank God I had those fairies. No one's up here, but we can break these. And my thing can break. Anything at the top? 2 chests. 5 more bomb flowers. A spiked iron ball hammer, replacing my other thing I just broke. And then we can also, I guess, get to the top with this thing. And there's nothing else at the top of this thing. That's really all there is to explore over here. There might be a Korok or something there. While in Kakariko Village, I wanted to turn in these photos that I have. We'll also figure out what the hell to do with that eventually. I don't know. I really haven't looked into it at all. But I have these pictures to turn into this guy.
Oh.
I'll get started translating right away. Here's 10 historical account. Here's what the original text says. Sonia, Queen of Hyrule's king, by birth Hylian pristine herself, born of Lund Nat of sky above him. Speaking she with open heart, yearned to our even to the Zonai's king. This king, ye think it God adventure, so to learn of the Lons folk, to send his head ye bent, to listen is swish Plaisance. Wow, this looks like I want to be about Queen Sonia. It claims that Sonia was a priestess before marrying Rauru. Despite his status as a Zonai, the people popularly thought to be gods. She would counsel him without any trepidation. Moreover, Rauru heeded this counsel. Incredible. This account gives us first-hand knowledge of the nature of Queen Sonia and King Rauru's relationship. Rauru found himself unexpectedly charmed by her strong will, and before long they were married. That last bit isn't in the text, that's just me speculating. Nonetheless, it's truly fascinating. History rarely speaks for a person's character prior to being elevated to royalty, so I guess I can't help but fantasize. Thank you, Link. I haven't forgot about your reward. I thought of such an incredible the thought of such incredible historical artifacts falling down from all over Hyrule is so exciting. This is the East Hebra Sky Archipelago. The king was late come this even, so marked the queen to share in tales of her land, of shrines Algreen Yilguin. Of early days shines Hyrule, funding have diverse monstries. Here a room besieged on a slade, unsealing the strife thy brought to despair. Folks Leffen, King and Quinn east themselves to bring scourge to end. With might of light and on brown driven aback Yabeen, oh the royal couple made thy shrines to silence away. Days holy sullen been slept shrines of light. Cret king, great queen, why ye thank ye fought ye more, or fought when were your maiden child, that ye could piss Tokitoon. I'll walk you through this one. The subject here is the actions King Rauru and Queen Sonia undertook not long after Hyrule's founding. With the kingdom established, they were worried for their people, so they set out to eradicate the monsters troubling them. They created structures called Shrines of Light to seal the monsters away, so that they could never be revived. There's more about light and time, too. The sense I get is that the two of them may have had supernatural powers. Though it's part of ancient history, it's a feat those of us living today should still be grateful for. Truly an important discovery. Thank you, Link. I haven't forgotten about your reward. And I have another one. There was a blood moon happening during this one. West Necluda Sky. Quint Minoru, the king's elder sister, falls so deep in her box, which that she oft forgets to eaten. In min whirling don why what much why con, but why for heaven that it been it full the veil. Of late treacherous she of constructs things did she make with her Hans and as vessel for spirit, one Bachilich Phelan. So sage she, might she living long in spirit, thus just within this construct. Though Minoru ne seems to hold ein deceit, by my faith, why can not alas though true these words believin'. So King Rauru's older sister was named Minoru. Here we learn a bit about Minoru. It says that she neglected to eat or sleep while making something called a construct. It was a part of her research into a means of returning to life as a spirit possessing a new body, though her original one should die. Interesting. To you or I, this sounds less like history and more like sort of ghost story. But remember who we're dealing with. They may have had unfathomable powers that made such things possible. The revelation that Minoru was a fellow researcher makes her feel like a kindred spirit to me, and yet The Chamberlain who inscribed these stone tablets treats Minoru with such care and kindness that it warms my heart. Thank you, Link. I haven't forgotten about your reward. Yes, hang them up in the laboratory. There we go. That's all done. While I'm next to a shop, I'm gonna quickly walk in here. And I want to sell. Because I have also forgotten that down here we have a duplicate pants of the sky. And duplicate something else. I forget what. Trousers of the Wind. We have the full wind set. Twilight. Sky. Hero? Was it stuff of the hero? I think it was more pants, was it not? I can just see if I have two of the same pants. Trousers of the hero. Was it not pants? Was it a tunic? Hero, Sky, Twilight, Wind, Time, Hero. I have two tunics of the hero. There we go. Sell that as well. That's what I want to do there. I do not need anything else. Was there anything else I wanted to wrap up? Yes, I just remembered. Hateno Ancient Tech Lab. This guy's still chilling out here. I don't know if it's inside the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab, but this thought just occurred to me as I was reading the other stuff. Those Pura journals that she, like, scatters everywhere. She said there was one in the Tech Lab. And it might be just in a different spot. I didn't know if it was in here. With Robbie here. But it could be just up in the bedroom, which I probably could have gone and done this a lot earlier, and then forgot that I could. So go up here. Could it be in here? Under the bed? Not that I see. Is there another room to this? Yes. Here we go. I could have done this a lot earlier and just remembered that I could do it now. I grew frustrated with being treated like a child, so I resumed my age booster experimentations in earnest. The anti-aging device reversed more than 100 years in an instant, so I reflected on that result and moderated the output. When I cautiously exposed myself to its rays, I returned to my 20-year-old form, just as I had hoped. 20? She looking that good at 20? I'm 23. I'm so happy that I can once again reach high places without using a jetpack. My 20-year-old body doesn't suffer from sleepless nights researching, and what's more, my skin is perfect, no complaints. 3 volumes of my diary are hidden away. And the last one will be in the northeastern edge of Akala. The lab there is perfect for hiding things. It's such a remote location, I'm sure no one will ever come across it. I didn't find it over here, so let's go find it now. Up on top of the bookshelf. Can I read it from here? No. I got rid of the boxes. You're gonna make this really awkward, aren't you? I have an idea. Take out a spring. There we go. The final Pura diary. I designed the Pura pad to be capable of various experiments in hopes of carrying some of the burden of Hyrule's recovery. Robbie built a prototype right away, and we asked the princess to use it in her work across Hyrule. Princess Zelda quickly learned quickly and was quite delighted to capture test pictures with the camera. The camera was intended for use in investigations, but it's possible it could also be useful in everyday life. Perhaps after the recovery, A time will come when everyone has their very own Purapad. Just imagine. I've decided where to hide the second volume of my diary. For the last 2 spots, maybe I'll shoot arrows at the map. Update. Genius doesn't translate into being good with a bow. I ended up piercing the floor instead of the map. I'll just leave 1 volume here at Lookout Landing, as indicated by the arrows. Cool. Honestly, the most interesting one out of all of those, I think, might have been the other one we just read about the aging process actually working. Now, I think that is where we wrap everything up. I definitely don't have enough Korok seeds to get more weapon slots, so I'm just going to hold off on using the Korok seeds, and we can just go to the statue. I swear I will find a better use for the travel medallion. I kind of wanted to use it a lot more often because I was so excited to get it, and even with multiple of them, still haven't really used it much. But we can get 1 more heart container. I've done everything I set out to do today, with little to no distractions. We went to the depths and saw Master Koga again. We went to Northern Lanayru or whatever to get to Zora's Domain. And then I did just even more exploration and got myself another geoglyph. And we now have 0 Lights of Blessing left, and we have 1 more heart. I am going to stop here. As a YouTube outro, thank you very much for watching. This is all streamed live at twitch.tv/Pokeball35, link in the description down below. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so, because I do have a lot to offer, including this whole playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom, and everything else I have up on my channel as well. Thank you for watching it again, and I will see you in the next episode.